All right, everyone, a view of this scraggly lawn. It is time for another garden update. The marigolds are still getting bigger. After deadheading a few of them, they're still putting out a lot more. Although in a few days, this is all the composted material that I've been heaping up. In a few days, there might be a frost. Not certain, but there might be. If it holds off for a few more weeks, hell, there'll be little mini pumpkins in here. This thing is growing so quickly, it's insane. What I've done, or what I've been doing rather, if you look at this, this is a cocoa shell mulch, and I've been piling it up in and around these areas while clearing out, by the way. As you can see, the dead cucumber I made the last harvest, it's not going to really produce anything else. All of this mulch, and then I've been putting the next layer of brick up, the third final layer, and it's about, well, I'm about half done, or a little bit less than that. I just got another load of bricks literally a few minutes ago, popped in. I've taken this and removed the bricks from that too, cleared it out, got rid of the weeds. You can see the asparagus in here. What I need to do, this is going to be a bed, just like the rest over here. What I've got to do then is conjoin it. This area won't be mulch. This will be, part of it. So everything will be accessible. Because my subscriber that's sending asparagus indicated a higher number of asparagus crowns than I expected. I'm going to need this area then to put roughly 5 or 7 in. I can expand it because this was under wood and stuff, so it's easily plowed. I've got the money now for supplies for that, because all the big expenses pretty much are done for the year, so things are winding down. You can see the gas plant there, slightly skeletonized by some sort of pest, but altogether doing pretty well, certainly compared to the past. That plant's about 10 years old, so you get a feel for how slowly it's grown. But these perennials have to be moved, these few things. And over here where the corn and bean sort of mess was, I slashed it all down, dug out what I could, raked it off a bit, then mowed it. And I'm going to leave the rest of it. It'll just be, tilth in the soil. It'll just basically rot in. The root systems of the beans and corn, I sort of want them to become part of the soil. This area, because this looks so nice, like it's still in full bloom, basically, these two former beds, I'm going to leave these until after those plants are killed down by frost. It could be a while, though, because, again, there's no guarantee that it's coming anytime soon. And back here, you've got the rhubarb and stuff. I still haven't done the rest of this. I know I need to get around to it, but it's a lot harder work than playing with the bed over there. And what I've been doing is you take the wood and you pile it in. There's also a little bit of wood below. You put in the compost, humus, cow shit, whatever you're using. In between will be the asparagus. I don't want wood to interfere, but I'm going to have also wood here. So there'll be like 1 foot square areas for the crowns themselves, so they can get established, but then over the years that wood will break down into highly organic material. There is peat moss in this. Yes, I realize it's not not renewable, but there are a bunch of rhubarb. They did take. There are at least 5, probably 7. The other 2, the top leaves may have died. That doesn't mean that the root is dead. And you can see there's a whole pile of humus and manure mix still to use. I actually got these coconut shell mulch bags. I got 10 of them for 30 bucks. They were really cheap, a lot cheaper than usual, because they were on sale. It's the end of the year, so I just bought the last 10 that they had. I think there's one more bag there. The problem being, either way, I'm not going to have enough, because I still have to do, basically from there, these 2 keyholes and through. I need at least 3 bags to do that, and at most I can get 1. I don't think Home Depot actually sells them. I know Walmart doesn't sell them, and I don't even like shopping at Walmart. So basically, I'm screwed on that. I'll have to wait till actual spring, but that's okay. Basically, I know usually you'd use this mulch in the bed. You'd use it around larger plants, certainly perennials, to keep the weeds down. The thing is, though, all of this shit keeps always trying to grow into your garden, especially these ones. That's the big one. It sends stolons underground into the beds, and it can very quickly spread around. I think I've eliminated it within the garden itself, so I need a good, good walls make good neighbors. You need a wall around your garden. Just the way that it works. By the way, PayPal just banning InfoWars, so it's a fun video for tomorrow. As you can see, the tomatoes Yeah, they're a little bit profuse. Obviously, these aren't going to do anything. I'm just sort of leaving them. I'll dig through with my hands and destroy them. You know, I like that crunchy sound. There's some chamomile in here too, if you see. I got to move some of it around, but it'll be fine. The stuff that's already in here is going to stay. I'll probably have 20 to 30 chamomile plants, I would imagine, scattered around this garden next year. And then over here, you've got all the other chamomile. These clumps obviously are larger. There was a big bed of chamomile here, and I've fertilized them twice with a mix. You take a handful of azomite, put it in your sprinkler, the micronized azomite anyway, a couple capfuls of kelp meal, shake it up really well each time you go down to water a plant. So you have to keep shaking, otherwise the azomite will settle to the bottom. It's atomized, but it's not so fine that it will stay in suspension without being, you know, perturbed occasionally. All the herbs back here, you can see the Artemisia that was looking kind of weird, and that's another tomato, is actually putting out new growth. So now these ones, I think at some point they'll probably root into the soil. I think what it does is create like a ring. So that's me interesting. I still got to go through here. You know, I've certainly got to split up all of the phlox over there. They can't stay in one big clump. I want it to be dotting the whole area because it has nice flowers, and it also flowers for a long time, and sort of at a different time than like the lilies and the irises. These, they exhaust themselves in June basically, or early July. A month later you get the phlox and everything else. So I want to sort of mix it up so there's always at least a little bit of color in each part of this garden throughout the entire year. And as you can see, the monstrous turnips are still there. They're probably still edible. And there are a couple other black columbines that came up. I was wondering where they were, but I actually did manage to find them. I'll show you that really quickly. There are two of them, doing pretty well. These are this one here and that one. Those came off the original plant. There's a million chamomile plants in there too, you can see. That was from my friend in Texas years ago, and so I'm trying to keep that lineage alive. So there you go. Still a lot of work to be done here. I'm about half done back here. I'm about 80–90% done over here. I've just got to get more bricks, and you know, if I can find the cocoa shell mulch just for continuity's sake, then all I have to do is, you know, do some transplanting in here. But it's looking pretty good, considering this is now the old decommissioned garden, and it's basically just flowers, herbs, and, you know, asparagus. It's gonna be pretty funny. That's about all. Peace out.